Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day. We are airing our first episode of the KPU podcast. Keep pointing up. Before we get started, I'd like to get Mr. Kerry Simon here to lead us in prayer.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to come before you today. It's in the middle of the day and work before and work after. Please clear our minds a little bit. Invite the Holy Spirit to be with us and let us point men and women the same to you. Regardless of what we talk about, let us glorify your name. Thank you for your Son. Thank you for his grace, his power, and his mercy. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Thank you for all your support out there. And real quick, a word from our sponsor.
People think the hardest part of being a family lawyer is going to court, and it's not. The hardest part is watching good people go through some of the most painful seasons of their life. Divorce, custody disputes, or losing a loved one. The legal issues are important, but behind every case is a real family trying to figure out what's next. That's why I try to lead with compassion first and legal strategy second.
And we're back. What's up, Kerry?
How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Welcome to the KPU podcast, man. Thank you so much for hosting.
Oh, man. Thank you for asking, man. It's an honor. It's a blessing.
Right on.
So today let's just talk KPU, bro. You know, where did it come from? Why did it come? When did it come? And kind of just let everybody out there know, what we're about and how we want you to get involved.
Sure. KPU started in my mind probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it came from the huge transformation of what God has done to me and my family 3.5 years ago to now. The difference between who I am now and who I was then, it's pretty diabolical.
Okay.
And I started to learn and think that, man, if he can change me, he can change anybody, right?
Amen.
And I was 10 toes deep. I thought I was going to be who I was, and that was it. And he started to get a hold of my wife. And whenever I I was met with anger whenever I'd mess up and things weren't going right, she would give me grace. And I didn't understand what that was. And she'd meet me with love and compassion instead of anger and spite.
Wow.
And she led me right to the feet of Jesus. And so once I found out who he was and what we were doing there, I started to look around at the men around me and understand that really all of our stories were kind of the same, but the details were different.
Okay.
Some of the men I know won't walk into the walls of a church.
That was once me, so I know what you mean.
So how do we reach them?
Yeah.
How do we help them? If real men are struggling, but they're struggling at home because they've either had church hurt or they don't trust the church or they think that they have a relationship with God without community, how can we help them? We can't have a men's group inside of a church because that's a men's group for that church.
Correct.
And while we are both part of a church, it was important that this became a men's group outside the walls of a church so that it invites men from all over Acadiana, and it invites men from each church so that we can reach the men without a church.
So to clear that up, KPU is not affiliated with any church.
It is not.
Okay.
It's not.
And you don't have to be affiliated with any certain church or a church to be part of KPU.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, what does someone need to do to be a part of KPU?
Just come.
Just come.
We have a registration, but boy, men are terrible at registering for things, right? And we just try to get a head count. That's the idea of the registration, but you don't have to register. You just have to show up.
Okay.
The format's pretty simple. You get there around 6, food's ready. We put a speaker on at 6:30. We try to lead with vulnerability from stage. We try to be real, have a message that's authentic so that we can promote authenticity at the tables,
Yeah.
and vulnerability at the tables. What I'm struggling with may not be what you're struggling with,
Right.
but I bet somebody at that table is struggling with the same thing, right?
Yeah, no doubt, man. I love it. I love going. I've definitely had some growth myself through KPU. But I know, look, we're going to probably do some jumping around here
Sure.
as these thoughts come to my mind and the questions start to formulate in my head. But
I'm all yours, man.
you talked about and you said that it was a thought or in your mind about 2 years ago. When did it become like a vision? And then how long did it take for you to take that leap of faith to say, hey, I'm going to do this, and then we're doing this?
Wow. Great question. In December of 24, is when the real thought came to my mind.
Okay.
I have some time off, or at least I try to take some time off in December. And it was some real good time off with I didn't have to work and be on PTO at the same time.
You were able to
put the phone down,
Yeah.
laptop down, open the Bible more,
Yeah.
have some silence, and some good time to think and get close to God. And that's where it started. And 6 months later, I sent a text to the men around me and told them, guys, I think that men's ministry is really important to me. I want to let you know that we are moving forward and going to start a 501c3 men's ministry.
So this isn't the first time they've heard about it, though.
It was the first time.
That's the first
That was
time.
the first time they heard about
Okay,
it.
so you sat with this for 6 months.
Yes.
You and God.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I would love to know I guess the reason why I'm going this way, or maybe God's leading us this way, is how important it is to step out in faith. Why 6 months? What were you fighting? Was there battles? Was there questions?
Boy, weren't there?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One, I know that I have no business running a men's ministry.
Okay.
None, zero. I think you need a certain credibility. I think you need some training. I think, who do I compare myself to, or who do I go lean on for knowledge, right? And so I was trying to figure out what that looked like. But I'm not trying to be a pastor, so
Right.
It's not a pastor. I didn't need to be certified in anything. I just needed to admit I was broken.
Yeah.
And I was one way, now I'm a different way. And the difference was God, just like, The Chosen says.
Yeah.
And how do I help other men? So for 6 months, I was trying to talk myself out of it.
Wow.
And for 6 months, I was trying to figure out, how do I say it out loud well enough to explain it to somebody? So my wife and I would sit across the table and I try to explain it to her. And it was clear I couldn't move forward until I explained it well enough to her that she understood what I was trying to accomplish. Because it didn't have a form. It didn't have a structure. It surely didn't have the Cajun Dome Convention Center in the planning, right? I didn't have a venue. Do I serve food or not? What does it look? All of those things didn't have a real good structure yet. So until it did, I couldn't tell anybody.
Okay.
So it took 6 months to figure out what it was going to look like. And once it did, then it was time to go.
Was it a no? Did you know? Like in that moment, like, okay, this is it.
Yes.
Let's rock and roll.
100%.
All right. And then you make the phone call.
Yep. Send a text message.
Send a text message. Right. And how was it received?
Man, I got nothing but support.
I love it.
It was support. There was some guys saying, I think I was thinking the same thing, or we kind of need that, and I'm all in, and we'll support you the best we can. I didn't have any ask at that moment.
Okay.
But the next step was to grab a table full of men, and I invited 18 men to a meeting, and an hour before that meeting, I almost canceled it. I was like, there ain't nobody showing up. There was, but I figured, even if one guy shows up, we'll be set, and at least I know who my ride or die will be, and 14 out of 18 men showed up.
That deception, man. That's he's been using it for 2,000 or however many thousand years.
Same devil, different days, exactly. Right? He gets us every single time with the same tricks.
Nobody's going to show up almost totally derailed what this has become.
Correct.
Wow. All right, so 14 out of 18.
14 out of 18.
Man, that's pretty good.
It was amazing. And they didn't know each other, but I knew each of them. And they were each an integral part of my story and rebuilding of my story. They had either been part of the past and the future, okay, or just the present day Kerry.
Now, so let me ask you this. From the beginning, out of these 14 men, how many churches were represented?
Man, a few.
Okay.
A few. 4, probably 5.
So from jump, that vision of, hey,
it can't be one church.
Yeah.
Can't be.
It's always been part of this.
It has to be multiple.
Yeah.
It has to. It's kind of that's the vision of it. That's how it starts, right?
So I see a lot of, obviously we are the church, right?
Right.
There's only one church, and we are the church. And there's a struggle, debate, conversation in my mind that I deal with a lot, that sometimes I feel like the more churches we have, the more divided we get, in the sense of, hey, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. We don't like how you do it, and we do it the right way. And if y'all aren't doing it this way, then we don't like you.
Doesn't that sound like a distraction?
Oh, bro, it's wild.
It's wild.
It's wild.
Same devil, different days, bro.
All it is a building where we worship the same God.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so.
Well, let's talk about that for a second.
Okay, yeah.
Silly little divisional lines.
Yeah.
That's what I found, right? If you have a men's night at one church, men from the other church won't come. Right?
Exactly.
I'm guilty.
Yeah.
The other church is having a men's night. I'm going to go to mine.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. And men feel that.
Yeah.
And so they have a loyalty about them. They don't want to have any confusion. Some guys just don't want to see anything new, because what if I like it?
Yeah.
Now there's a problem.
Yeah.
Now what do I do? So we put all that down and then invite all of us to one night, right? And that's the goal, man. And the best number that we find every month now, I quit counting heads, man.
Yeah. I love that. I remember the first time you announced that, I got chills of like, wait, what?
I quit counting heads. Yeah. If we run out of food, we run out of food. Yeah. It's free food for y'all.
By the way, I will not be doing any more intros without making a plate before I start. Because
last month. We ran out of food for the first time last month.
Dude, that's an accomplishment.
It sure is.
Just look at it like that.
Yep. Yeah, it sure is.
I ate rice and green beans and it was delicious. So
right.
I ain't worried about it. Yeah, look, I have a personal story about that, man. I was at the Bayou and went and hung out at the Harvest one Sunday, and me and my wife, man, we were just pulled over there, bro. It's not anything against any church, or I think it's better. It's just we walked in there because I had a connection to the pastor from our past, and it wasn't like an instant, oh, this is where we're going, but we went back to the Bayou a couple weeks. And then we went on this vacation in Tennessee, and I remembered the ride home. Hey, let's go check out the Harvest again. And when we walked out of there that time, it was like, hey, God needs us to be here. This is where we belong. This is where He needs us. This is a growing church, and so I get that, man. Because it was that first time, my brain went straight to, what are all these people that have been pouring into me at the Bayou going to think?
Right.
That I turn my back on them.
Right.
And that's not the case.
It's not the case.
That's what this is.
That's right.
And that's how I knew He was like, hey, the devil didn't want me to go to the Harvest.
Well, imagine this. If somebody got mad at you for finding God in another building,
yeah, we
would have to examine where their heart was in the first place.
I agree.
Because you're running now in your spiritual walk now, right?
Yeah.
So God bless you for doing that.
Yeah.
Where you want to run, go run wherever you want.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
God bless you for doing it.
Yeah.
And for thinking about where can my gifts be the most used.
Yeah.
Because that sounds like disciple making, Matt.
That was the conclusion that we came to.
Right.
Hey, this is where God needs us to be.
Yeah, dude.
All right, so you have the meeting of 14. What was it like? We don't have to get into how that meeting was, but when you left that meeting, what was the feeling like?
I was overwhelmed with gratitude.
Okay.
And I said as much as I could to thank them for coming. I would introduce each one of them to tell the whole room who they were because they didn't know each other.
That's so cool.
And I would say what I thought KPU could be, tell what this person has done to my life and why they were invited to this table.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd let them fill in the blanks if I missed anything. And then by the time we were done, everybody kind of knew each other.
That's cool.
And they knew each other's heart and what their vision of what KPU could be and the impact it could make in our city, in our men. And if we can get the father right, then we can get the family right.
That's a big message, man.
Only because I lived it, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's only because I lived it. I think you must believe in what you're talking about in order to say it. And the only way to really lead is to be able to walk right before you teach somebody else how to walk.
I agree.
Because people will do what you do before they do what you say.
That's right.
And if you keep doing that, then you're okay, right? There's some things I can speculate on.
Yeah.
But I promise you, my family is different now than it was 3.5 years ago.
I mean, yeah, I would hope so,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because you're different.
Yep.
Right. All right. This could be a tough question here, but you know me. I don't shy away from them. How has KPU affected your walk with Jesus and your faith differently from church?
Affirmation that what I was doing and what I was hearing, what I was feeling, the pull that God had on my chest to do this was actually his will. I was willing to be wrong if it's a flop and it just doesn't work, but we had to give it a chance.
Yeah.
Because I really believed this was God's will. And the success we've had and the transformation of the men and the stories that I hear and that you hear and that you're a part of the men who sit at a table scared to be there or just not sure and say that they're just struggling with something, whatever that is. And a guy at the other side say, man, me too. Right? Or I was struggling like that last year. Listen to the things I did to get out of where I was.
That's the biggest thing.
Suggestion.
Yep.
Nobody's sitting there saying, let me tell you what you got to do.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to listen to that, bro.
No.
No.
No. Nobody. I want to know why or how or what did you do? I truly believe that, you know, God walks me through these things, not for me, but to have some knowledge and experience for the next one.
Right.
That's something that I preach at the center that I work at on a daily basis. Because look, when you have 40-something male clients and 20-something female clients complaining about the sad state of the nation every single day, I have to give them some type of purpose for why you're walking through this right now. And it's not about you. This has nothing to do with you. It's got everything to do with that lady who walks through the door tomorrow, because you have that experience to share with that lady who walked through the door in 24 hours. And then it's amazing to watch, like, okay. And then it's almost like they just have a purpose in life. That's my purpose, man.
So you work at a recovery center.
Yeah, I work at Woodlake Addiction Recovery Center.
Okay.
And yeah.
My experience has been that when you talk about recovery to a man who doesn't struggle with an addiction, he turns off.
Yeah.
But I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I'm bad, but I'm not that bad. Right? Well, I think that we may all be in recovery from something.
Yeah.
We got an ick or an ism.
Yeah.
Right? And it's sin.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Slave to sin. We're all striving for freedom from.
Yep.
But if we can, the stories are the same, the details are different. somebody who's walking into a recovery center has most of the time an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And that addiction is chemically imbalanced them.
Yeah.
Somebody who walks into the walls of a KPU event might be struggling from a sin that is also chemically imbalancing them, but it's not a narcotic or an alcohol.
So almost like KPU opens the doors for struggles outside of the what socially norms. How can I say this?
Labeled.
Yeah,
right, sure.
Right.
Because what do you say about the guy who says, man, I have an ex-wife and it's really hard to co-parent my child? That's not an addiction.
Yeah, there's no center for that.
There's none, right?
Yeah.
There's counseling and then there is a KPU event that says, well, man, me too.
Yeah.
Right? My son is struggling with this. Well, man, all right, I got you. Mine kind of did the same.
Yeah.
But none of it works. None of it helps if someone's not willing to start and be vulnerable to invite that authenticity from other men.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that no matter what your struggle is, that's the biggest struggle, is asking for help.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that if someone shows up to a KPU event, they might not talk about it the first time, but what they will see is fellowship, brotherhood, welcomeness, the welcome party, the welcome committee that is at that door. That's where it starts, man.
Sure.
Right? If I walk into anywhere, even if I walk into the studio here and I don't get a welcoming smile, my brain shuts off to whatever else happens while I'm here. Right? And it goes a restaurant, a new business, anything. So at least the new guy coming to a KPU event is going to feel welcomed and then come back. And then hopefully the second, third time, whatever it takes. Right? They sit at that table, or God puts them at the exact table they need to be at for somebody to say or start talking about what they're going through.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And if we were talking about church attendance on a Sunday morning, I would tell you that there are too many hours between Sunday morning and Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not blind to the fact that there's too many days between KPU event and KPU event.
Correct.
But we're not built for that.
Yeah.
We're not proclaiming that you're going to get changed in one night.
No.
We are opening the door for community because most of the guys there are established in some sort of community. And if they find a guy who's lost at the table, the next step is just going to be invited naturally by the guy who's sitting next to him,
Right.
to whatever that community is. It doesn't have to be a KPU crew. We have some of those on Wednesday nights and Friday mornings and things like that. We have outdoor events, and those are great, but that's not the funnel.
Right.
The hope is that people get connected just by brothers being at the same table.
Yeah, invite them into your life.
That's it.
Right.
Check on them during the week.
Dinner.
Yep.
So speaking of that, not to just kind of jump over that, so KPU is one night a month, second week of the month.
Not always.
Not always?
Not always. And the reason behind that is because of my lack of planning. I didn't know we were going to be at the Cajun Dome.
Okay.
Right. So when we approached the Cajun Dome, we had to deal with whatever availability they had. Right. That's why this month is on a Tuesday.
That's right.
Right.
So Tuesday the 14th, which is 2 weeks from yesterday.
Correct.
So outside of a KPU event, which is once a month, what else does KPU got going on?
The men are meeting throughout the week, checking on each other throughout the week, planning on things. We have a brotherhood page on our website.
That's right.
And men's groups are listed there and a contact for each. And that's Monday through Friday, right? They're not all KPU sanctioned or labeled right, but they are men's groups that are meeting throughout the week, which is kind of beautiful, right? Yeah. If you don't have community, my stance is you're probably not looking for it. If you're looking for it, you can find it.
Find it, yeah.
Yeah. So those are some of the things that the KPU men are doing. And I've used the word men a few times because KPU Women is launching in August.
When you say launching, are you talking about a night or?
They're going to have a women's night at the same place we started at Calvary Creek.
Okay.
On August 27th.
Okay.
And they will then have the same format and structure as KPU Men. And they'll have once a month women's night, speaker, food, that kind of thing.
Okay, is this also something that you envisioned in the beginning, or is this something that came about as the men's night?
No, dude, I just told you I have no business running a men's ministry.
Yeah.
I even have less of a business running a women's ministry.
All right, so where did this come from?
We got a lot of pokes on the shoulder and tugs saying, hey, what about the women?
Okay.
And my answer was always the same. I have no business doing that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you want me to do, but I'm not. There's no way. And that just the suggestion and the thought would come in and come out. Finally, I had two women who said, "Me, I'll do it." Okay, well, let's talk about that. What is that going to look like?
Yeah.
Right. Because that's surely not something I had thought of, but it's something I began to pray about.
Okay.
And man, it's crazy. Men are starting to wake up. We see it.
Yeah.
You see it in our churches. We're seeing it at KPU.
Yeah.
And for so long, the women have been trying to wake the men up. They're sometimes mothering their husbands. It's sad to say. They're covering for their husbands. They are exhausted by filling in for their husbands. When the husbands wake up, there's a void.
It's nothing for them to do.
But then what would they do? Where's their purpose is a little bit shifted.
Of course.
How do I know that?
Well, I would imagine personally.
Right? We were very fortunate that my walk with God and my transformation also came with a grandbaby.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
God don't play.
Yeah.
Right? And so when that happened, it was a blessing.
Yeah.
Right? And so my wife was able to shift from worrying about me and filling in for me to caring for a baby.
That's awesome.
And helping our grandson and now granddaughter, and the third one's on the way.
Is she involved in the women's KPU?
She'll attend.
Okay.
She doesn't.
She's busy.
She's busy.
Yeah, she's busy.
She's very busy. She's very, very sure of where her role is in this ministry thing, and it's beautiful, man. She supports.
Yes, she does.
She's my sounding board.
Yeah.
We have quite a big family, dude. And she has the ability and the passion and the heart to care for and love our entire family by herself.
That's the Italian in her.
It is.
Yeah, bro. Big families.
Yep.
Yeah. Loving families. Sounds like God definitely knew what he was doing when he put you two in each other's life.
He sent her for sure.
Ain't that awesome?
Yep.
Oh, so awesome. All right, so are the women's gonna have their own website? Like, what is this gonna be? Their own separate entity? Are they just gonna be the sister, group to the men's? What's that like? Or are you just stepping away and saying the two ladies that raised your hand run with it?
They're running with it.
Awesome.
They're running with it, but it has to kind of feel. I'm going to help them with it because
of course.
I would like to give them some guidance on the pitfalls that I fell into.
Yeah.
Right. The wrong that I've done. Let's at least talk about it. If y'all still want to do it, okay.
Yeah.
But this is what I think might happen, or I know what would happen.
This is what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
But let them guide the women that God's going to put in their lives and in their ministry the way they need to. Again, I have no business doing that, but I'd love to help, and guide that the best I can.
Is there a KPU adolescence in the future?
Maybe.
KPU teens?
Maybe.
Hey.
Right.
KPU teens.
but you can't bring an idea without bringing the help.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right. Is okay. So how are the ladies out there to find out about KPU Women Night?
KPU, we're going to start promoting it in July. Today's July 1.
And that will be on the KPU website.
It will be.
Okay, and then also
And the Facebook and all that other stuff.
All that other stuff.
That's right.
All right, cool. And you said August
27th,
and it's out Calvary Creek.
That's correct.
And where is Calvary Creek?
Calvary Creek's in Broussard.
Okay.
On the Broussard side of 90.
Okay.
I guess is the best way to say it. Kind of if you're on South Park, it's across 90.
All right. Well,
little bit of love about Calvary Creek though. The owner is Miss Lori, and she has been an absolute blessing to KPU men and women. She's got a great heart. She loves to give back. So a lot of love for her, man. It's a wedding venue. It's an event venue.
are y'all still doing the dinners over there?
We will be.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So that's coming up.
Plate
in
and
the
praise.
future. Plate and praise. That's right.
That's right.
What's next? Like, are you getting more downloads of where this thing might go, or is that something that you're kind of keeping under wraps?
Two things are pulling on my heart, and I think God's putting what I'm praying about. One is there's a possibility for another chapter of KPU somewhere.
Okay.
Either North Louisiana, West Louisiana, East Louisiana. I gave my testimony in Houston last month.
Okay.
And after...
Was this a men's night or church? Or
It was the Oilfield Christian Fellowship.
Cool, man. All right.
Mackie Francis is kind of over it here, and they hooked me up with a contact over there, and sure.
Awesome.
And some guys were like, well, what would it look like to start one over here? I said, man, that's a great question. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But if somebody's available or willing to start a KPU chapter in their local city, we have a cookie cutter that we could hand them and be willing to prop them up and help. That's one.
Okay.
The second is the 26 churches that are regularly, it's not always the same churches, but we quit counting heads. We started counting churches.
Right.
And the different churches that are coming, we would love to invite their pastors, right? Come see what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because part of this vision and mission is to bless the churches so they don't have to worry about men's ministry anymore. The church has a lot of obligations.
No doubt.
Let them worry about the orphans and the widows, and let them worry about raising people up from inside their church or whatever their mission is, teaching the gospel, reaching the unreached. Let us help them with the men.
Yeah.
And soon we can help them with the women.
Yeah.
So that they don't have to use their resources that way.
I like that. That's good stuff.
The thing about inviting the pastors is that sometimes a pastor may object or not understand what our mission is. And I can tell them and they can read a pamphlet, right? But it's until they come and experience it.
Come find out.
It's the taste and see thing, right?
Quit asking questions and come see for yourself.
That's right.
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 That's the only way you're going to get the experience.
Sure.
So, man, I'd like to hear some type of success story. Maybe you can throw out there that, you got a guy to come to KPU, maybe scared to go to church, something like that. And just, some type of, not visual, obviously, but something that maybe somebody's sitting out there and watching and can relate to, or maybe doesn't want to, or is scared to, or whatever the case may be. Does anything ring a bell? Does anybody ring a bell that came through the doors and now is flourishing in their walk with Christ?
I'm not going to drop a name because I just can't, right?
Yeah.
But I ran with a guy a long time ago, and when we talk about running with, it was I knew him from the bar.
Yeah.
And he's been peeking over the fence
That's a good analogy.
for a couple years now, right?
Yeah.
And he sees things on Facebook.
Yeah.
And he sees things, you know, on YouTube or what have you. And he reached out a few months ago and said that he was contemplating getting baptized.
Wow.
He had started reading his Bible, and he was feeling called to get baptized. And I tried to walk him softly through that.
Yeah.
My insides were blowing up, right? And I'm trying not to lower the adrenaline, let him walk the way he wants. And it ended up, he asked me to baptize him on that next Sunday. So no problem, let's do it. And he made it to his first KPU event last month.
Let's go.
And now he is seeing what community is all about.
Yes.
And I talked to him during the event because I was surprised to see him. And he was like, oh, this is what you mean.
Mm.
And so I can't wait to keep up with him.
Yeah.
And see exactly how that's happened.
That's cool, man. That's what it's all about. Just being a small part of someone's walk. It does something for me that nothing that I've ever found in life other than Jesus can do. And I mean, that's a testament to Jesus.
Right.
Is, hey, here's somebody, go feed them, you know.
There's a recovery principle. You can't keep it unless you give it away.
That's right.
Bro, that's gospel.
Yeah.
That's making disciples.
Yeah.
The fastest way for you to get closer to God is to help somebody else get closer to God.
Yep. That's my life.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, a couple other things you got going on that I'd love to bring to attention, man. You wrote a book. Why did you write a book?
Bro, like, you talk about another conversation with the wife.
Okay.
Right? Oh, you're not busy enough?
Is that what she said?
Yeah. Of course you want to write a book. Of course, right? And it was simple, man. It was simple. My transformation started to happen because I started to read the Bible and some other books.
Yeah.
What about the guy? If our hope is to reach guys who won't come into church, what about the guy who won't even come into the KPU event?
Good point. And a guy who won't open that Bible.
So what is this about?
Yeah.
And I had the pull on me was to put God's work on paper. It's not my story, it's his.
Correct.
He's the hero. There's no doubt about it. But my wife is a close second.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And why write a book? So that so I could use it as a tool, so God can use it as a tool to reach another man. And it's just the one more man principle. If we can reach one more, how could we do it? What else could we do? And putting a book next to him. I had a book in my desk drawer for years. I never read it. No way. Because ain't no way.
Yeah.
Then I started to read it, and I was like, oh, man, okay, all right. These words make sense. The Bible started to make sense. How can we help another man understand that his story is very similar to mine, to yours, to anybody else's?
Well, you say it all the time. Our stories are the same, but the
Details are different.
details are different.
Right.
Have you ever written a book before?
Oh,
Have you
no.
ever written anything before other than like some plans or work or?
No.
So we can honestly say that came from God.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Oh,
very
no doubt.
well written, bro.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank
Yeah.
you. The strange part was I have 3.5 years of intense therapy,
Okay.
of steps and studies and Bible studies and presentations and lessons that I've tried to teach, leadership stuff from work, and I just compiled all of it, right?
Yeah.
And how can I help this? And I wanted to I had to, like, defining a writing style. I don't know what that is. But I had to define a writing style. What is that? And I wanted to make sure it felt like I was sitting next to somebody and we were just having a conversation.
Okay, I see that. Man, that's actually that even. Obviously, I have no plans or wants or desires to write. I've always talked about writing a book, but I think that's just me boasting about me. When you say it like that, it's like, oh yeah, he's just sitting across. It's almost like writing out a conversation. Yeah, that's
right.
pretty good. That's pretty good. So man, the testament to you or to God actually from your life of, and we're not going to get into the life story, but just briefly, the bottle to walking into a CR program, getting to know God, learning about His Son and what He did for us, to getting a vision, running with a vision, and writing a book. And then the next big thing for you, man, is Sunday you'll be preaching at the Bayou Church.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah.
What is happening to you, bro?
I don't know.
What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Matt. I don't.
I mean, what, less than 2 years ago or 3 years ago, you're stuck in a bottle.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
And now you're fixing to extend the kingdom of God by hopping up on a stage and preaching the word to probably, I don't know, how many people fit in there?
Word is there's sometimes 3,000 people on a Sunday morning with all three services.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question, and I know I already know the answer, but did you see this for yourself at all?
No, of course not. However, I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
When I finally found the transformation that He had done, and I felt like a new man, and I saw the world differently, it was only about 5 months in. But I told God, without a doubt, I'm willing.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want from me now? I'm here. Who am I? Who? Here I am.
Yeah,
Send
well,
me.
That's my jam right there.
Right, that's your jam.
Yeah, that's my jam.
6'8".
Yes.
Yep.
Isaiah.
And I immediately felt presence that I had never felt before. I invited the Holy Spirit to invade my body.
I love that.
Because I knew how difficult I had been and how disgusting my insides could be. And so I needed all of those things, but if He can change me, I knew who I was, bro.
Yeah.
I remember looking in the mirror and seeing the evilest thing I had ever seen.
Yep.
And that was on a sober morning because I knew what I was about to go do.
Yeah, boy.
So because I was willing and because I could feel His pull on me, no, I didn't ever feel like I'd end up here. And the way you listed it was a little ridiculous, I think. But yeah, it's wild.
It's ridiculous because it is ridiculous.
It is,
right?
You don't right. You don't think
when you look at it, it's like how in the blink of an eye, dude. In the blink of an eye, and I'm not trying to pump your head up, and I know you don't take it this way because you know why it happened and how it happened, but it just shows that if you just surrender to God, give your life to Jesus, you have no idea what's fixing to happen. All you have to do is be willing to accept that He is in control now, and He's fixing to use you.
Yep.
And if you do that, man, life takes on a whole new meaning.
But what a scary thing.
What?
For someone to say, I want to be healed.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Something different.
Yeah.
I want freedom.
Yeah.
What that means, everything you know has to go away.
That's right. All the old ideas have to go out the window.
Everything that makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
Everything that, even the people you talk to, you're going to figure out who you think you have friends. You think you have family?
Clean up a little bit. Find out. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was scared of that sense of just being sober. What I don't know. I don't even know what that means. So it scared the hell out of me.
Right.
And it held me back for the longest time. Of what do you mean I have to go through life without a substance? That doesn't seem fathomable to me. Yeah, man, it's been fun to watch. Front row seat. I mean, I told you this not too long ago that I watched you for 6 months before I approached you. About 6 months, 3 to 6 months. My wife kept talking about you, and I don't like when my wife thinks people are better than me.
She never said that, bro.
I know.
No, they ain't no better than Matt Corley.
It's a joke. It's a joke. But it's just I got a front row seat to something that the devil almost hindered me of being a part of, because I watched you, bro, and I appreciate that. And your mouth matched your feet, and when I did approach you, it was almost like an instant friendship because we're the same in so many ways.
That's right.
And didn't even realize it. Right. We're both large, goofy. Our wives are very similar.
Yep.
The more and more I learn about you, our wives are similar. Our stories are so similar. And then it was kind of like we both gave our life to Christ, and my life took off, and your life's taken off. And it's all due to the fact that we surrendered and became willing to do what he asked.
That's right.
Right. So, man, look, I again, am honored to do this for KPU, for us, and can't wait. I can wait. Look forward to seeing where it goes. Is there any last words that you might have for the first episode of Keep Pointing Up podcast?
What a wild ride. What a wild ride. You say something in the Wood Lake world.
Yeah.
Let us love you until you can love yourself.
That's right.
Man, I love that, dude.
Yeah.
I really do. I think love is an underrated superpower. And the more love we have, the more grace we have, the more inviting we can be to point people to Christ.
Yeah.
That's where the secret sauce is, right?
Let us love you.
Let us love you.
Especially for men, man. I didn't know how to love, nor did I know how to accept it, right? Still have a hard time with it. You said it not too long ago. The grace that our wives give us is hard to accept because I don't know what it is, and it's just love.
Right.
And when you boil it down to, it's just love. So if you're out there struggling, man, with finding a community or finding some guys that could help you, let us love you. Come to KPU, let us love you until you figure out what that is, and you're able to spread some love yourself to other guys in the community and part of the events. The dates, so we got KPU Men's Night, July 14th.
Correct.
On a Tuesday.
Yep.
Doors open at 6. Meal at 6.
Food's ready at 6.
Food's ready at 6. Yep. We got a speaker. This month it is Pastor
Vernon Duck Jenkins.
Vernon Duck Jenkins. Where's Vernon Duck Jenkins from?
He is from the area. I think Opelousas maybe. But he's a pastor at Bridge Ministry.
Okay.
He's taught me about love. Above all, love thy neighbor. That's his verse. That's his mantra. That's his life. The amount of love and peace and joy that comes from him is just amazing.
Yeah.
I love being around him. I learn something new from him every time I talk to him. I can't wait to hear what he's got to say.
Me too, man. Strong name too.
Yeah.
Vernon.
Yep.
That's a good name right there.
Yep.
Strong name.
That's right. Also a adequately sized human.
Really?
Yes, correct.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
we'll fit it. Yeah,
We'll fit him just fine.
Well, we don't fit in much, but we'll fit in together.
That's right.
Come on out, man. Come on out to KPU. See what we're all about. Hit up the website. Register. It's okay if you don't. Just show up and bring somebody with you.
Right.
That's what I say. Come, but you got at least one open seat in the car. Fill it. Bring them with you, and come sit at my table. I'll keep a seat open for you, just like Kerry says all the time. And we hope to see you there. We love you, and we'll see you next episode.